Doll here. Today is Art Talk. Art Talk is a show where I share with you the creations that I create in order to inspire you to be creative yourself. I like to work with a lot of recycled and upcycled materials, especially these days. It's always good to recycle whenever you can so that you can avoid adding to the pile, that landfill pile that's never ending. So I wanted to answer someone's question about a few of the purses that I recently put up for sale. Well, not for sale, that I recently did a video about showing you that I'm almost done with it. I'm going to be putting it up for sale. I was contacted and asked how much it would cost, and I contacted that person back. I don't know if they got they got the response, but yeah, I just wanted to show you those purses that I'm working on and how they're coming along, and they're almost done. And I wanted to show you some other purses that are now available. There's a few people that wanted me to put some things on hold, but then they decided they can't afford to buy it. So I'm going to be placing, I think, yeah, both of those purses onto Etsy. So let me show you those purses first that I'm going to be put on the Etsy today, and then I'll show you the ones that are in progress that are almost done. So that's what today's show is going to be about, mainly about these handbags and purses. And what's unique about these handbags and purses is that they're all hand sewn, all hand embroidered. A lot of them will have my hand, I don't know if you say sculpted, hand sewn beads, fabric beads on them as well. And some of them will have polymer clay beads on it. I think one of the, it was a Day of the Dead purse that I have on my Etsy shop right now, has polymer clay beads all over it. So, but I haven't made any polymer clay beads lately because I haven't had, the setup to do all that right now. So I've been making things mainly with cloth, and because I have so much cloth to work with, recycled cloth, that I'm just going to work with what I have before I buy something else. So anyway, let me see if I can find the first one I wanted to show you that I'm going to be putting on my Etsy shop. This is the one I was talking about that was made mainly of polymer clay beads. This is the Day of the Dead witch purse that I have up on sale on my Etsy shop. Right now it's still there up on sale, so you can check it out, find out more details about it up there. A lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people would prefer to buy my artwork outside of my Etsy shop. That's cool and everything, but it becomes really complex sometimes. Because what I'm using right now for outside of my Etsy shop sales is Google Pay. And someone was having a problem with Google Pay just the other day, and I don't know what that's about. I've had no problems with it before when I had to pay my former landlord. I paid him through Google Pay, so I don't know what that's about. But yeah, it gets really tricky when you sell outside of when I sell outside of Etsy shop. This is another purse that I have up for sale on my Etsy shop too. So it's hand embroidered, hand sewn beads. So that's another purse that's up on my Etsy shop still. Has a zipper on top. So it's like a little purse though. This one's smaller than the other ones, but I do make various sizes and shapes. And I've been trying to complete as many as I can at the pace that I can. I mean, I can't rush it. If you rush it, then it looks like shit. So, and that's how it is with sewing by hand. You have to take your time with it. So here's the one that someone wanted to buy, but then they realized they can't afford to buy it. So now I'm gonna put this one on my Etsy shop. Here is this a conjoined twin witch purse, protection purse. Protection because of the pentagram on her dress, and there's another conjoined twin on the other side. So yeah, and a zipper on the top. And I talk more in detail about the process of making this purse. I think even show you some of the steps that I use to make this purse, and it's fully lined on the inside as well. So you just zip it up and put your stuff in there. So I'm going to be putting this on my Etsy shop. You can go to my Etsy shop, check out the links in the description below, and it'll have my Etsy shop address. You go there and get it there. So yeah, I'm kind of feeling a little more timid about selling things outside of the Etsy shop. Unfortunately, I will do it, but it's just becoming frustrating because the transaction becomes more complex than it needs to be. So if you're interested in buying it, just check it out on my Etsy shop because I'm going to list it there. And it's not a big deal to join Etsy. It's not that hard to do, really. It's a lot easier dealing with Etsy than it is trying to do all the other payment methods, like money order, check. So here's the other one that I'm going to have on my Etsy shop for sale. It's a Black Goddess protection purse, like a medicine bag. A lot of my purses, I feel like they're like medicine bags. It has that kind of vibe to me. So this one's definitely going to be, I'm posting this one up for sale on my Etsy today. So just giving you guys a sneak peek. This has a zipper on the top. And check it, like, in my descriptions on my Etsy shop, I actually tell you everything that it's made of, how I made it, what size it, all that kind of stuff is covered in there. If I don't cover anything in the description, in the listing on my Etsy shop, then you could always message me on Etsy. So when you message me here on YouTube, it gets confusing because I don't get all of your comments. So all of your comments don't come my way. So if I miss a comment, someone wanted to buy something, and then they get mad because I didn't get to the comment soon enough. So yeah. But yeah, that's that. And then there's another one. Oh no, that's not another one. That's not it. Okay, so these are the other ones that I'm working on. This one I'm working on right now. Somebody on Instagram was telling me they were interested in buying it when I'm finished with it. So we'll see what happens with that. Sometimes people get excited and they're in the moment, and then once it's finished, they're like, oh, I can't afford it or whatever. So, so that's why I like having the Etsy shop, is because you could just go there and get it. And I'm more likely to sell on Etsy than I am from people who just say, oh, I like that, can I buy it? That does happen, and a sale does occur, but not all the time, because a lot of times people feel like it's a hassle to pay a certain way, So, but yeah, this right now, what I'm doing is I'm doing embroidery work on it with the lettering, and it's inspired by the fact that I'm a medical cannabis patient. It's a medicine bag, and it's an art doll medicine bag, and if you didn't know that, that is what I am. I'm a medical cannabis patient. And you can check out my other YouTube channel, which is called The Productive Cannabis Connoisseur, where I talk more in detail about that. So I don't really talk about that on this channel. So you can go to the other channel to learn more about this. But cannabis heals. See, I have it tattooed on one of the dolls. But I'm working on this one to finish that one. And I'm working on this one as well. So I'm working on two purses at once. And this one here, I just have to get the embroidery on this side, and this one will be almost done and ready to put up onto my Etsy shop. So these are others that will be posted on my Etsy shop, and you can find out all the details on that. So and you can also look at my past videos where I talk more in detail about why I make the art that I make, because some people are confused by it. They look at me and they look at my art and then they get confused. Like, it just doesn't match up. But you can learn more about that by doing that or going to my Etsy shop, because I also have a long bio where it talks about how I got started with art and the reason why I believe that art is so very therapeutic for so many people. So thank you so much for joining me today for today's show. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for the likes and shares. And thank you for your kind comments. Leave your comments down below and let me know what kind of creative work you're doing. And feel free to check out my Etsy shop, because with every purchase, you get a free gift, free handmade gift. So Alrighty, guys. Brightest blessings to you all, and I'll see you soon, and stay creative.